Hey, what's up, 6540 crew? This is Seth Wolverton doing my learning vlog. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back and I just want to show you my progress so far. So I'm feeling pretty good about things. Last week I worked on making my character look a little more watercolor-esque, and it's getting there. I don't know. There you go. You can kind of see here. It took a long time to figure out how to do this. I took my character into Photoshop, brought it back into Illustrator. It's really hard to tell. I was hoping to get some kind of watercolor look where it bleeds on and off, but the only tutorials I found about that were pretty complicated, and what that caused me to do, if I did that, was I would have to turn my character all into one object, and I wouldn't have the mobility of the arms and legs and head and eyes and everything in After Effects if I did that. So I kind of had to settle on a lame way to do that, but it's there, it's close. As you can see, this is my character in After Effects now. And what you have to do is just make sure that everything is parented correctly. For example, there's a lot of elements on the face. I've got, eyes here, the different eyebrows, and then the hat on the top. But those need to all move with the head, no matter which way the head moves. So I have to make sure they're all attached. And what I would do is go find that object, mouth for example, take the pick whip is what it's called, and make sure it's attached to the head. So the head is basically the base object for all these objects to follow. And now as I move the head, everything follows it. As you can see, I might need to change that anchor point. And then what also I've done this week, I know another classmate was talking about this as well, as he was working with the Puppet tool. And that's what I was doing as well. Puppet tool is really cool because it will create kind of a mesh for your object so that you can move it outside of the regular parameters of what After Effects gives you. So for example, you'll just put in basically some points here so that I get kind of a natural movement. What's cool is, so you'll notice now as I move each one of these points, it gives it kind of a natural movement there. Now it looks a little like a rubber hose, which isn't quite the look I want. And so they have a tool that is called the starch tool. You can put a point in there. That'll kind of make everything look a little harder, so that as you move it now, it's pretty solid. Ooh, now that other one doesn't look good. Let's do another one here, maybe. Let's see what that does. I need to change those parameters. Yeah, it just gives it more of a little of a bone-like structure. That's cool. So if we unsolo that, and here we go. Now I can kind of bend my arm. I can wave hello. That's pretty cool. Another kind of cool thing I did that makes the character look a little more organic is I figured out the blinking. So it's a small thing, but you just kind of just make it look like it's blinking regularly. And there's a little expression that can go along with that. So in regards to the reading for this week, a lot of my previous knowledge about After Effects has been able to transfer into what I've learned this week for these characters. Like I've said in last vlogs, I've used After Effects before. I've used it for more corporate style title animations, but a lot of what I've done in that is moving position and rotation, and those types of things I've learned in my Lynda tutorials about how to make this character animate as well. I forgot to mention a lot of what I've had to do with this character pieces, the arms, legs, and stuff, was move the anchor point, and that's kind of where the movement or the object is anchored, I guess, and movement goes from there. For example, this torso. If I rotate it, it doesn't rotate in the center of the torso now. It rotates down by the hips. But that's something I'd known about how to use an anchor point before from some of my past learning. So there's some vertical transfer for you. I also feel like some of my knowledge about just using, a paper doll like that I've used with my daughter has transferred into this learning as well, because I'm essentially animating a 2D flat object and just understanding the rotation and movement and connection of that is something that's transferred to this as well. So yeah, there is transfer in everything, and it's just interesting to think about how your previous knowledge and situations is being applied to your current knowledge, and what you can do to enhance that. I guess that's our whole goal as instructional designers, is to make that better for everybody. So I really enjoy kind of thinking about that and things I can do to improve that. Excuse me. So that's where I'm at this week. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week with our last vlog, learning vlog.